Okay, so I just made a clip of a different video on YouTube, and I just wanted to expand on it a little more because it only gives you a minute to talk. So it's talking about how California is banning all small engine underneath 25 horsepower, which it would include all personal generators from store shelves by 2028. And it creates a dependency on the government to provide for you in an emergency. The thing is, you can't depend on California's government or really any government. I'm sure we all have our reasons. But California specifically, we all see what they pledge to do and then what gets done, and they're vastly different things. Everybody knows the train, for example, the homeless population. But to get back to this, so in Paradise was a town in California, and it burnt down due to failings by PG&E, which is largely an electric provider for California. Gavin Newsom ensured that the emergency payouts were tied to the stock holdings of PG&E. So if you lived in Paradise and got your town burnt down by PG&E, you had to hope that they did well so that their stock price went up, and that directly affected how you got paid. A lot of people didn't get paid. So it creates a dependency on the government in an emergency if you can't go to the store and get a generator to take care of yourself. Why are they doing this? They're saying it's in the interest of cleaner air and emissions, to help wrap up some of that. But there are exemptions in the law for people coming to the state to camp. So, like, what homeless people wouldn't just say they're camping, you know? That's the first thing that just pops off in my mind. But, like, also, the people in your state are the issue, not you. Not you strangling the oil industry so much that they took a $4 billion loss to close their refineries and get the hell out of California. That actually happened, okay? Now they have to ship in their oil on these big container ships, which creates smog, which shipping it by truck or pipeline didn't. So they've actually made the air quality worse by trying to ban oil. Okay? So they're attacking your personal generator in order to make the state cleaner while they simultaneously ruin everything. Right. Right. Um yeah. I don't know what more to say, to just point out that you can't depend on the government to take care of you. And that's why I'm such a big gun supporter. It's you can't turn your safety over to the hands of the government. Ask the Native Americans how that turned out. Oh, wait, you can't because we fenced them all up. Because they couldn't fight back. Okay? That's already happened in California. As soon as California started going against gun rights, I started talking about it. Now, I haven't done much on YouTube about it, but in my personal life, I've been nothing but a chatterbox about how shitty California is, because if they can do it there, they can do it anywhere. And that's why I'm also worried about the Virginia gun law that is coming into place, where it's basically saying it has been amended since, but what they tried to do was make it so that it was illegal to leave the house with a gun. What? But also exemptions for military, police, and the legislator, the General Assembly is what it was called, which is just the party that's in power. If you think it's so dangerous in your state that you need to carry a gun, and you have security and like secret fucking tunnels from one area to another to get you from here to there, they exist. They go like underneath streets so that they can get you from A to B, and get you out of there. But we can't carry guns? Uh-huh. Right. Bullshit. I also think it's bullshit that Colorado bans collecting rainwater underneath, above a certain amount. I can see how it can affect like downstream, but also we see in certain states, for example, California, that has these massive droughts for years on end, but also every year it floods. Make that make sense. Where's all that water going? What are you doing with it? We all know you're not doing anything good with it. You're just sending it out to the ocean. Why? You also put aside like millions of dollars to dig, I think it was 7 more reservoirs in order to help combat the fire season. Not one has been dug. And Santa Ynez Reservoir, that was in charge of like helping the Palisades area, was drained in advance of the fire season because there was a hole in the tarp that they put over it. The tarp is on the water to keep bird shit out of it because people drink that water. But the thing was they were going to repair the tarp. So they drained it to repair the tarp. I don't know why you need to drain the reservoir to repair the tarp that goes over top of the reservoir. But also, it was months later and no repairs had been done. So, just, yeah. They're trying to say that the generators on this new California law will be grandfathered in. The thing is, me being a gun owner in Colorado, I know all about grandfathering, and basically it means if this one that you have ever breaks, you're fucked. So buy like 11 of them. Buy enough to last you for the rest of your life and maybe some for your children. Why? Why do I have to do that? You're trying to create a dependency on the government that you already know is not dependent. Is you can't depend on them. They let towns burn down and then there is no accountability. And that's one of the big like worries about this whole thing is when this all goes bad, when there's people that run off of oxygen, like family members that run off of oxygen, and the power goes out for days at a time and those family members die, no one is held accountable. When your whole family is in the dark and the cold, uninformed on how long it's going to be, no one is held accountable because they built the system around protecting themselves from accountability instead of making the equipment and the system that they already have out there stronger, better, improving what is weaker. They just said, we're going to go the cheapest route that affects the most people in the harshest way. That's the only way that I can see this, and I can't see it as anything other than evil. So that's your government, California, and I'm in Colorado, and our government sucks too, because we're pretty much your little butt buddy bitch. We do everything that you guys do, and I'm fucking sick of it, honestly. There's a new guy that might be running for governor. Fuck, what was his name? Marks something. I'll put it in the description. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Just had to like clarify like what they're actually trying to do. What the fuck, man?